is just totally overgrown. It's just impassable. Things definitely not going to plan today. No way through. Good morning, everyone. So my plan this morning was to go to a little sort of bay here where there's a load of little boats, and I had a shot in mind looking across the boats towards where the sun's going to be rising. One of the challenges this time of year is finding any locations in the morning where the light's going to be good. But two problems. One is there's actually quite a lot of people around moving the boats around and doing stuff. Looks like they're going out fishing, I guess. And the second thing is the location I wanted to get to is just totally overgrown. It's just impassable. So I've come around onto a different path, and there's a little beach along here that I've shot before. I tend to try to avoid doing a lot of the beaches in the summer because they tend to set up these, tend to set things up for tourism. But hopefully we might still find something to shoot. We'll see. Okay, so things definitely not going to plan today. My second choice of location is the beach, which is over that way. But the very spot that I wanted to be on, wave coming in. The very spot I wanted to be on has been occupied by a couple who are presumably enjoying a nice romantic sunrise together. So I'm not going to interrupt them. So instead I've set up on this rocky area down here. I've got to be careful about water splashes on the filters, etc., because there's quite a bit of spray coming up from time to time. And the idea of the composition is I've got the waves breaking coming in from the bottom right of the frame, with the rocks and everything over on the left hand side of the frame. Watching the waves coming in and trying to capture them. So the waves breaking, curving around, the scene kind of, it does just disappear out of the edge of the frame right up near the top left hand third, and then there's this headland sticking out with some buildings on, and then in the background we've got the Sierra Helada and where the sun's going to be rising. and then kind of in the middle of the scene there's this rock sticking out of the water. So I'm starting off focusing right on the foreground, because what I want to do is try and capture as many wave shots as I can, and then every so often I'm just focusing out on the distance, basically on infinity, and taking a shot there, because it needs focus stacking because I'm pretty close to the foreground rocks. So it's just going to be a case of sitting, waiting, photographing the waves, occasionally photographing the background, and wait until the sun comes up. Not what I plan to do, but hopefully it'll be alright. So just looking at where the sun's coming up, I didn't feel that composition was working. There was too much on the left hand side of the frame for the horizontal, too much dead space out on the right. So what I've actually done is I've now gone to a portrait orientation, which will probably end up as maybe 5x7, maybe 8x10. The sun's putting in an appearance now. Okay, so as the sun was just coming up by the mountains there, I quickly focused on infinity. Now I'm back to trying to capture the waves in the foreground again. Yeah, so as the sun's got brighter, as it's got a brighter scene, I've just been bringing the ISO down to try and keep a reasonable exposure time. Been running at half a second, now on a third of a second with the ISO on the lowest I can get it. And I think I'm reaching the limits of what I can do now, because that sun's getting bright already. I think the sun's getting very high now, even though we're only like 15 minutes after sunrise. Another problem with the summer months here, once the sun's up, it's up really fast. Getting too bright to shoot towards it. I can't think of anything else here I want to shoot. This has not turned out the way I was planning at all, but that's okay. You've got to improvise sometimes, and hopefully I might have a single image from this one. I don't think I'll have more, but a single image, focus stacked, and maybe, you know, blended to have the best of the waves in the foreground and maybe the best of the sunrise in the background. I've got to be careful, I'm standing on a wobbly rock. If I'm not careful I shall fall over. Anyway, that's it, I'm going to pack up. head for home, see what I've got, get my breakfast, get my coffee, and just say I hope you've enjoyed the video. And if you have, well, give it a like, share it on social media. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And if you're new here and you've enjoyed this, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. So, thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.